Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 48 of Expert Skyblock with Soren. Soren, I built something.
You built something?
Yeah, it's over here.
A third turbine.
I built the third turbine! And the reactor controller program works really well with 3 turbines. It should scale to pretty much an infinite number of turbines, or I don't know, maybe like an integer number or something, but more than you'll probably ever build. But it's working beautifully. And you should note that our base is fully reactor powered now. Like there's no need for your nether star gen unless we get to the point where like we turn on this thing, for example. Like you'll note that when we turn this on, all of a sudden we're like killing our power.
Yeah.
So, but everything kicks on shortly thereafter and starts generating RF. So in total, we're generating large numbers of RF.
I'm just watching a number on the giant sphere up here go down really fast by like 1 million a second.
Yeah, no, but it'll go back up, don't worry.
Oh yeah, first you have to turn off that machine.
Yeah, because once this thing hits 64 iridium, I only took half a stack out.
Yeah.
Then down here, this thing should stop being a negative number pretty soon. Once the sphere fills up again.
Okay.
So what's the sphere at?
It was down several million. Oh, okay, it's full now.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So not terrible. And then right now we're producing 130,000 RF a tick.
Nice.
That'll probably slow down a little bit because some of the rotors are overcharged on a couple of the things, but I mean, and I could leave them overcharged if I really wanted to.
Right.
So that's the other thing is like right now my rotors, I'm stopping them at the 1800 RPM mark, but really I could make them run faster and they would produce more RF per tick. Which would be kind of cool.
Would be.
Yeah. The author of Big Reactors has kind of always said like at some point he's going to put it in the mod that if the rotor goes above 2000 it'll explode, but that hasn't been put in yet. So
oh, thank goodness.
So I guess if I ever did that, I'd have to modify my program a little bit. Right now, it doesn't prevent the rotor from going faster than 2000. It would probably be easy to add in, but at the moment, it does not worry about that. Cool.
Yeah. Well, you built a turbine. I did slightly more than a turbine, but
I know. Can I have one of those teleporter thingies?
this is the second one I've made.
You can make a third.
We need to kill a couple dragons, and then yeah, like one dragon.
All right, go ahead. Teleport me to your place.
Hold shift. It's like a permission-based system, so you have to sneak.
This is the place where you're like duping cement or something, isn't it?
This is where the duping cement is, but this is going to be our it's our canvas, so it's not going to be the block we use mostly.
My goodness, you have a lot of cement.
How much is in there? Because this is not giving any signal.
440 million? Is that an accurate number?
400 million. Oh goodness.
439 million.
So right now, these machines that you're looking at are actually working. They don't have a recipe, but if you put in, say, cobblestone, and your wireless thing should work here, power's off. Huh.
I didn't do it.
Oh, the server restart. Never mind.
Why?
I'll go sell.
What?
So when the server restart, they didn't have a connection, so they lost power on this side because I don't have a cell yet.
Oh, gotcha.
But that's easy to fix. Go here.
My goodness.
Place this down.
Soren's been a little bit busy.
A little bit busy. Yeah, so if we get some cobblestone, like a lot of cobblestone, and come over to the smelter here, I'm gonna put this gold chest in the input chest.
Yes. My goodness. That is awfully
And
quick.
it all goes to AE instantly. So we'll either be able to do recipes or put in the gold chest manually.
Okay.
Anything that's not valid will just not be pulled into the system.
Right. But then there's some other things that we're gonna have to do, right? Like we're gonna need alloy smelter, a couple thermal expansion machines, won't we?
Yeah, so this one's dedicated to IC2 machines because it'd speed them up based on how much power. There's going to be another room for all the ones that were one-to-one sped up. Yeah, they're... I knew you were gonna have this reaction to like
My
So
goodness.
the reason I did it like this instead of doing like all one giant block is that you can see the ratios of how much power each one needs to keep the overclock amount. And if we ever want to increase the amount of overclockers we have in it, we should do something with the ratio, right? So if we want 17 overclockers in one, we're going to probably want to put down 3 or 4 more MFSUs for this far one. But if we want one more in this one, we just want to put one more MFSU.
Okay, then.
There's some math behind it, but not a lot.
Math is scary and confusing.
And
Said
then
the guy who built
carpenters,
the
we
big
have it so
reactors
that
program.
split up work.
I saw this one. That looks cool.
Yeah, this took a little bit of work up because blocking mode does not work on carpenters because it can't read the input slots, so it doesn't know what to put it in.
Right.
So I had to have a buffer chest.
Fair enough. Interesting.
Yeah. And this is all on the subnet right now, so it only can read.
I should not have made transvector interfaces an auto crafting recipe, should I? I mean, like, everywhere I look, there's just transvector interfaces everywhere.
Yeah, it makes it cleaner.
I need to run, like, an opus command just to see if that's, like, the #1 most used tile entity on the server. I wouldn't be surprised.
No, it's going to be the HV connectors.
Oh, my goodness, look at all those P2P tunnels. Oh, my goodness.
So there's 32 there. That's the maximum we could do on one cable here, so that was kind of worked out. There's 8 controllers. So each section, if you look at this gold chest for a second, look inside, you see there's some items that are named and switched out.
Okay.
Those mapped directly to a P2P, so you'll be able to see it. I'll teach you how to read it in a few minutes, but
Okay.
at first it's like, that's a mess. And then you look at it, it's like, oh, it kind of makes sense.
Kind of?
Kind of. So the first inner 4 are the ones that are inside that center area.
Okay.
And then you spread out one. You spread out one more. Top has 8. Perimeter has 12. Bottom side has 8. Doesn't make sense?
What?
Make sense?
No. Say that again?
So the center has 4. The top side has 8.
Slow down.
The
The center
outside has 12.
4. The top side
Center
has
has
8.
4. Top side has 8. So outside has 12. And then the bottom side has 8.
Okay. As long as you can follow it. I will just say, Soren, give me some AE cabling over here, please.
Okay.
You
Someone
clearly
YouTube's
know
gonna
what the heck
understand
you just
exactly
said.
that system.
I
I'm
do
gonna
not.
love them to death.
Okay. What's all the way over here? Oh.
That was our second portal system where I got the second primordial pearl.
Okay. Cool. Speaking of primordial pearls,
Uh-huh.
teleporting back to base.
Bye.
Yeah, make me one of those things that I can teleport around with.
You're gonna need to kill a dragon.
How many dragons?
1.
Okay.
Before I just hear dragons die.
I'm gonna want my crossbow and bolts back then.
They're in the ender chest.
Okay. I am currently in the process of crafting some Runes of Sacrifice because I would like to upgrade my altar to tier 5. And the goal is to eventually get the altar upgraded to tier 6 so that I can craft... Because we're going to need tier 6 altars anyway. Because we're going to need crystal clusters. That's what we can use to do primordial pearls in the alchemic chemistry set.
Right.
So that's cool. And it's also what you use to create the creative portable tank. So we're going to need a tier 6 altar at some point.
Right. Yeah, we're gonna need it. I did get some shards because someone already had to spawn in, but I don't think we can skip that to make our altar better.
Okay. What happened to my Essentia thingy?
That was very specific. So...
The Essentia terminal that was over here. Didn't I have one over here? Did you move it?
Oh, sorry. I moved it down here. I'll move it back. I moved it so I can check something. I made a subnet with it. It was interesting.
What's that?
I made a subnet with Essentia so that our emitters over here can read in the system without taking up like 8 channels.
Neat. Yeah, I
Since
did have a lot
crafting
of channels in use over here, didn't I?
Yeah, and I was like, oh, there's no subnet in this system. Apparently, you can use the Essentia storage bus with a normal interface. I don't think it's subnet.
Neat.
Yeah.
All right, so that's cooking up for that. And then I was also... So I made some Speen runes. I'm also going to want some other runes, but we'll get to them. So that's cooking. Let's lay out the groundwork for this location. So if I look up the Blood Altar tier 5, so normally it's 2 blocks out. Now it's 3 blocks out, right? So that's 1, 2, and then 1 down. This is going to be 1, 2, 3, and 1 down. Cool. Let's make sure that we have a magnet because we're looking over the void. Come back here, magnet.
Bye.
All right, I need to make a new magnet. It's not hard to craft.
No.
See, it's the good and downside of the magnet. Doot, doot, doot. Nice. Let's just right-click it this time. Okay. And then, so that's from the center point there. We're going to want, I think it's 13, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I believe that's correct. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then the same thing here. 1, 2, 3, 1 down. And 1 down. Three, 4, 5, 6. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, no, that's one more. That's what I thought. Okay, that looks good. And 1 down. And I should probably F7 this. We don't have mob spawns anymore because Soren put down that thing, but still not a bad idea. Cool. So maybe I'll put you. I believe that's the center. That's the center, and this is the center. Cool. Then we need. You want to know what's something that's very funny to me?
What's that?
The easiest part of this is the 4 beacons I need.
We already have those made.
I noticed. Did you make them?
Yeah, because we were wanting to upgrade that at one point. They're like, oh, well, I'm not doing that without Dire.
I just think that's hilarious. Like, oh yeah, the
And you
hardest
should also
part.
have a lot of
beacons.
runes down. Yeah, there's 47 runes down in the system.
Yeah, but I wanted to have like runes that do something.
Yeah, you can use those.
Not true.
No, I mean, Rune of Sacrifice? You use that rune. We also taught AE how to make speed runes. Or,
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Rune of Sacrifice and augmented capacity.
Well, I mean, it's crafting at the moment, so it's using those blood runes in the auto crafting process. It's just making imbued slates, which it's not super fast at the moment yet.
No.
So at some point, I might have a second altar.
We'll probably have that at the other base area, so I was wondering how to make this, and you, as I was about to ask chat, you were kind of building this out. It's like, huh, okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, What I have kind of in my head is I would like one altar that's dedicated to producing life essence and storing it in a like bedrockium drum or something, and then another that's like receives blood essence from a bedrockium drum and crafts really fast with a lot of speed runes.
Right.
And I just want to make sure that we're still getting the LP in my soul network. But I mean, that could be done at the receiving end, so that shouldn't be a problem. Because my soul network needs to power the ritual that's producing infinite LP for us right now.
Right.
Okay, so that thing's doing its thing. Let's come back in a minute once my runes are done crafting, probably. In fact, let's see. Rune. I'm going to ask for 3 more speed runes, I think. Well, no. I think we'll be alright. So we'll come back in a minute here. Alright, guys, we are back, and I think we're pretty ready to do this. Sweet. Okay. I'm going to put this one here, because that should work. Caught it. That's what's up. It was a close one, but I forgot I had taken my ring off. The problem with wearing the ring over here is sometimes the item's floating around, but it'll be alright. So the next one I'm going to exchange is some speed runes. I've been swapping out speed runes and stuff. That's cool. Ah, not what I intended. Yeah, that'd be cool. So let's do this. Perfect. Yeah, looks good to me. Cool. Alright, and then one more set over here, which will probably wind up being sacrifice runes. But for now, just to fill it in, because I haven't finished crafting them all, and I really want to get this tier 5 altar running, they can just be blank runes. Alright, so that should get me a tier 5 altar. Hey, Soren.
Yes?
We have a tier 5 altar.
Nice.
Yeah, that's what's up. So, with that in mind, we can... I think I'd like to get first the tier 5 blood orb. So in order to get that, I need to summon a demon. So we'll be back in a minute. Sorry guys, we're back.
Everything opened up because we're using like 40 channels.
So I have a question. Can I put a storage bus on here? And if I do, are catalysts available to me now? They are. All of a sudden there's 64 in there. Okay. Now if I take half a stack out, nice. Now if I put these back in, they should not go back in there. So that's cool. I put in
extract only.
What's that?
I put in an extract only just in case.
Okay, cool. So I want to do the same thing on the right with like the tier 2 catalysts. So strengthen catalyst is 2 simple catalysts, bone meal and netherwort, and an empty slot. How much of a pain in the butt is that going to be? That might be a big pain. But let's see, redstone, fuzzy, crafting, capacity card. We're gonna want at least one of these. Wart we should have a bunch of. Catalysts we clearly have a bunch of. And bone meal we have a bunch of. Cool. So now if I were to... Can I remove your ME interface here?
You can, yeah.
Do we need this auto-crafting chrysalis stuff?
I was using it for warded glass, but you're good now.
Okay.
The withers got out at one point, so. A frightening statement.
Now, if I were to get more cable with an export bus. So the problem then, I'm going to take this out for the time being. So let's see what happens here. See, that's the problem. Way of time is making my life difficult, as always. Is it gonna work?
What?
It might work. If it works, then I'm cool. Oh, it works! That's awesome. Can I just put this in here? Would that be a problem? That would be even better. Alright, Way of Time is no longer making my life difficult. So basically, these things are going to keep us fully supplied with the tier 1 and 2 catalysts as much as possible. That works. Okay. That works very well, as a matter of fact. Sweet. Okay. So now I would like to make... Do I have my ritual diviner hanging around here somewhere? I just taught this how to make ritual stones. How many do I need? Well of Suffering, Regeneration, Ballad of Alchemy. I'm going to need in total 16 stones. So we're going to need one of you. And 16 of you. It needs to craft 3 of those other things. Back in a sec. Alright, so... Is it alright that I'm over here doing this, Soren? I think so, probably, right?
How dare you? I don't know what you're doing.
Weak activation crystal, boom, energy flows through. Cool. Then we're going to need a blood altar. So for this we're going to need an alchemical furnace and 2 altars. Alright, blood altar crafted. Alright, we're back. So, from what I understand, so let's say we wanted to get... Oh, that was weird. Neat. Alright, air, I think it is. What's it called? Aether. In theory, we would want 2 feathers, glowstone, catalyst, and gas tier, right? So if we did 2 feathers, glowstone, catalyst, and gas tier. Right, so 2 feathers like that, and if we have an orb, that should cook. Right, follow with me now. Now if we wanted to make this, we would want to put 4, let's say 4, 4, and 8 in here. And those will just sit. Now, as soon as we put the Aether in, it would go ahead and grab 1 set of ingredients, craft it, and stick it in the interface on the back. Cool. And then it'll grab another set, craft it, stick it in the interface in the back, and grab another set. Craft it and stick in the interface and stick in the back, right? Right. So my thoughts are as thus. What if we wanted to auto-craft using many different options? This has always been kind of a challenge for me, and I think I've come up with a solution now. I think. So basically what we're going to do is have a chest here. Okay. And we're going to want conduits. So let's see. Oh, that's tricky. Tricky. It's pretty much going to work like this thing, which I kind of told Soren how I wanted it built, and then he built it without me because he's a bum like that. But it's going to be very similar to this, where different crafters would come out based on things. And then he's got it tied up to a bunch of stuff, right? Yeah, he's got some complicated wiring going on, and he's transvector interfacing it. So he's doing it that route. That's an option. Let me think. All right, guys, we're back. I have this in my head, but I haven't built it yet, so we're going to cross our fingers that I do it properly.
We're doomed.
I think that's a pretty accurate statement. And server's going to restart in 10 minutes, so we're even more doomed. So crafting cards and all of these. I think I made one more than I need for now, but this is just a startup. So what we want to do is, from here, we're going to do white, orange, magenta. White, orange, magenta, and then framed bundled cabling. And you said there was like a trick to this, Soren. The level emitters with the crafting cards. You said something like make it 0 or something like that.
Oh, so when it's connected to the system,
Yes.
it's going to toggle on if it's above or equal to. In this case, it's looking at, instead of configuring it to be one item specifically, it's looking at saying, hey, do I have more or less than this? You're going to want to make it so if it's less than 0, emit redstone signal, because it should never be less than 0. So whichever signal base is here, let's see.
So the white cable, is this configured correctly?
One second. Yeah.
Right. So just make sure redstone mode is emit levels are below limit.
Correct.
Okay, cool. So this means that when we're trying to craft Aether, it should emit a redstone signal on the white wire, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then we're going to want another interface. Here. And there. Cool. That should do. Trying to keep my inventory light here. And then what we're going to say is 1, 1, 1, 1, but it's really 2 feathers yield an Aether. And this goes in the interface over here. Okay, so basically we're going to put those 3 things in here, and then it's going to go in here. So we're going to want to hook this up as well. You guys following along what I'm doing yet? If not, you probably will in a minute. So this should suck out those 4 Aethers. Nice, because this is now online. This can go away, as can this. Cool. So when we request crafting of Aether, you're going to emit a signal on the white channel. Cool. Now, that should be good. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to connect item conduits to this. Because there's a reason I'm doing it with these, and that's because I want to use a bus converter. I'm going to need a screwdriver on the bus converter. Now, can you connect to that? Probably not. But I'm hoping that this can. So basically what this should do is emit a redstone signal. So explain to me how to configure the bus converter, Soren.
Take a screwdriver and then shift right click it. It should show like a little red dot on the top.
Yes.
It should change.
Right, but where do I want it to be?
It should. You could put that anywhere really. It'll output a normal signal.
Okay. Well, what's the difference between it being forward and backward, I guess?
Oh, okay. So, you're gonna want this side. My bad.
What?
So that side that you're hooked into is an input. It's the reverse of it. So now put it on the side of the redstone alley, like on this side of the block, on the wood. That one. Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah, and that'll trigger on. So if I get a lever real quick, we're gonna activate white. It's gonna be on.
Right. Regardless of which color is on, that will be on, right?
Correct.
Okay.
And it's gonna hook up to whatever you want to toggle with this. In the case of the altar up there, we used your old system that was pulling the orb out and putting it in.
So that should be extracting now, but as soon as this thing goes to craft, it's no longer extracting, right? So basically what we want is we're going to be feeding items into here. When the crafting is complete, the items will come back to the chest, right? So crafting is complete, items come back to chest. Cool? That should be cool. My only problem is now, that actually does cause a problem. That's not going to work. Because if I request 2 sets of items at the same time, this will still be on. So for example, this will still be on. So if these are both requested and it sends... Yes, I know what I need to do. It's just annoying, but I think I can do it. All right, guys, this is going to have to be a 2-parter episode. I think I can do this, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to need to use insulated redstone stuff. So let's do this. We will come back next episode. We will get the blood altar and the iron chest working. But for now, Darryl20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We will come back next time and hopefully make this stuff be magical. All right, guys, take it easy.